this week's teaching, we're going to look at Ruth chapter 3. If you're not familiar with the story, just go back and read chapter 3. In the first two chapters, we meet these people called Ruth, Naomi, and Orpah. So Naomi is Ruth and Orpah's mother-in-law. So Ruth and Orpah married her sons. Unfortunately, Naomi's husband died and her two sons died. So Ruth and Orpah's husband died also. Naomi thinks there's no point her being in Moab anymore, where she is at the minute. She's not from there, she's originally from Bethlehem, and she's only in Moab because her husband was there and because her two sons were there. She decides, actually they're dead now, I just want to go back home, there's no reason for me to be here. But she tells her two daughters-in-law, Ruth and Orpah, to stay where they are in Moab. They are from Moab, they are Moabites, and she says, actually if you come with me to Bethlehem, then you're going to be strangers, you're going to be foreigners, and I know that people of Bethlehem will not be kind to you at all, so you need to stay where you are. And Orpah listens to her mother-in-law. She says, okay, I'll stay here. But Ruth doesn't. She faithfully wants to go with Naomi. She wants to follow her, she wants to help provide for her, and she wants to make sure that she's looked after and cared for. And she says this amazing verse in chapter 1 where she says, wherever you go, I will go. And she is so faithful to both Naomi and to God. In this chapter then, we meet this guy called Boaz. So Ruth has, as we saw last week, Ruth goes into this field looking for a job. She starts stealing some food, but Boaz is so kind to her and so loving, even though she doesn't deserve it. And he gives her a job. He says, oh, you can work in my field with these women and I'll take care of you, I'll provide for you, even though she's gone there stealing. In this chapter then, this very weird thing happens. So Naomi comes up with this plan for Ruth to marry Boaz. So she says to her, you need to go and lay at his feet. You need to go into the field, wait for him to finish eating and drinking, wait for him to fall asleep, and then you need to sit at his feet and put his cover, his blanket, over you. Now the reason why she wanted her to do this is because actually Boaz is her family redeemer. And that means he was responsible for taking care of her, for looking after her and protecting her. It was his responsibility. And so she goes there and she does exactly that. She waits for him to fall asleep, sleeps at his feet. And when he wakes up, she says, you're my family redeemer. Put your cover over me. And the reason why she asked him to put her cover over her is because it kind of was a symbol for, you're my family redeemer, cover me, protect me, keep me safe, and take care of me. And we're going to see what happens later on. But actually, Boaz is a lot like God. Boaz is Ruth's family redeemer. It is his job to take care of her and to protect her and to look after her. And that's what God does for us. God is our family redeemer. But he doesn't do it because it's his job. He doesn't do it because he has to do it. He does it out of choice. He chooses to look after us, to protect us, and to provide us because he is loving and because he is good. And actually he protects us by giving us armour. In Ephesians 6, it tells us that we have armour of God. It tells us that we have a shield of faith, that we have the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, that we have the breastplate of righteousness, that we have the belt of truth, and that we have the helmet of salvation. And these things that he has given us, he's given it to us because he wants to protect us. He's provided us with protection, but it's up to us when we need to pick it up. It's up to us whether we're going to put it on or not. When we feel insecure, it's up to us to put on the belt of truth. When we feel insecure, it's up to us to pick up the Bible and say, actually, God calls me beautiful. God says I am loved. God says I am chosen. When we're feeling a bit down, it's up for us to pick up our sword. It's up for us to pick up our Bible and read it. When we're feeling lost and confused and we don't know where God is, we have to remind ourselves to put on the helmet of salvation and remember that we are saved. God protects us and is our family redeemer, and he's given us the armour of God, but it's up to us to put it on.